read a book about the church's responsibility to orphans, and we were not looking to get into foster care, but God was looking for us to get into foster care, and we just kept being faithful to feeling like He wanted us to look into it and learn about it and pursue it. And every time we had an opportunity to say yes, we said yes, even though we were really nervous about it. And then we're 7 years in now, and I would not go back and change it at all. It's the best choice that God ever made for us. And I think we came into it looking to bless orphans, and we come out of it daily being blessed by kids that we've met. So it's been a really tremendous blessing for us, but it was unexpected for sure. It was not something that we went into really like super excited and confident. We were terrified, but excited.
We were a bit naive too, and we just thought, okay, God's going to close this door. We don't have to say no to it because God's going to say no for us because we're not qualified. But then the no never came, and so then we just
said yes.
Slid into it, I suppose. Trauma-informed care.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that we would handle differently now. Yeah. And the first couple of kids that we had, there was a lot of unnecessary battles because we didn't understand what was happening from their perspective. So now that we've done that training several times, it's a lot more freeing actually, because you don't feel as responsible for their behavior.
I wish I knew early on how much less rules and how much more grace kids needed, and I wish I knew that we didn't have to fight every battle. Sometimes instead of fighting a battle, you give a hug, and sometimes instead of fighting a battle, you make a joke, or everybody's having a really hard day and we have ice cream for dinner. Instead of punishing everybody for the poor choices that they made, we just gloss past them. And sometimes you don't have to deal with every poor choice of a word or every poor choice of an action. And behavior is trauma. Behavior is the language that kids use to tell us that they're not feeling good, or that they're hurting, or that they're scared. And I wish I knew that behavior was language of trauma before we started fostering.
The children's home means for our family support, friendship, like an opportunity to be encouraged and hang around people who have like a common theme in their life.
It's also really good. I was just thinking it's a good place to encourage and mentor other foster families, and to be mentored by our caseworkers and by other families that have been fostering longer than us or have fostered through different circumstances than we have. Adoption was a long story for us. It didn't happen till I guess it was our 6th year in foster, our 40th kid. But for us, it was, I don't think it was like a thought or like a decision that we made. It was just a known. It was our first opportunity to actually follow through on what we started and give a kid permanency.
A forever home.
That we wanted to from the beginning. We came into it looking to be a forever home for any child that needed it. And this was just kind of our first opportunity. It didn't come until 6 years in.
Well, the first thing that popped in my mind about the adoption is actually it started off with trying to get her back into our home because she got yanked from our home because of the number of kids that we had and that they placed in our home. And so it was actually a battle to get her back, a lot of misinformation, and we ended up leaving our agency, come to the children's home, and then once we were working with them, it was like 2 days later, she's back, she's happy, and then we're back together again. You're like, that was not the battle we thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
But that was one thing that we like about the children's home, is they work for you and they work with you. And so that was a huge encouragement, because we actually thought we lost her and that we couldn't get her back, even though we had a spot for her and that she could come back, but
they fought for our adoption.
Yeah.
When like I first came to their home, I thought it was just gonna be like just like a temporary thing, but then the first day, the way she comforted me, it made me feel really special. So I knew then that I had my forever home because
Second date. Can I call you mom? And I'm like, yes. That seems crazy, but yes. You can call us mom.
Go into it one step at a time. Do the training, meet some people, meet some kids, and go from there. And I think trust God, because the foster process, the adoption process, that mimics the gospel. And so when you get to experience on a very personal level like that, I think there's a lot of fulfillment that comes and a lot of understanding and perspective you get, because God does that to us as well.
It's easy to be afraid of foster care because it's a very intimidating process. But the blessings that you will reap in your family, the understanding you will come, the empathy that you'll gain are worth so much more than the trials that you'll face. And even through those trials, God will help you. He'll equip you if He's calling you to do it. He's going to send people in your life to support you. He's going to send the Holy Spirit to encourage you. And also, you will grow in ways that you never thought that you needed to grow. And God will open your eyes to a world that you didn't even know existed. We didn't know anything about how many children there were that didn't have families or were hurting until we started foster. I think it would have been easy for us to be really intimidated by the process, and we were, for sure. Even if you're scared, do it, because He will carry you through it. He will help you get through it when you don't think you can.
Definitely say, don't let fear control you, because I think fear keeps the church out of it. And if you look at it overall, it's only 500,000 kids. The church in America could fix it if we wanted to, but it's fear that keeps us from fixing it.
For anybody that's on the fence about fostering, the child that needs you today needs you today. And that child in 3 years will have a different story. So in 3 years, there will be another child that needs you, but there's a child that needs you today. And they're waiting for a family to step up today.